Okay. When we last left off, you guys had left a small island town of Belmont after aiding them in defeating some cultists and made your way to the continent of Hippon to the coastal town of Iso. You recruited some new crew members for your boat, including a fair amount of orphans. You made your way successfully to Iso, where you went to a magic shop run by an old adventurer who asked you to deliver a package to the capital city. And that's where we left off.
We're supposed to go to the church. Terra.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, fuck. Where did I put my dice? Oh, okay.
Want to go by the church first?
Sounds good.
All right, Manny, lead the way. I know you can
Yes.
smell those kind of things.
Maybe.
All right. I'm gonna go look for. He gave us a thing where we had to go ahead and take a train, wasn't it?
The fastest way to the capital is by train.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go look for a train.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Does he have advantage?
Woohoo! Let's see. That's a 9.
Can he smell religion?
Religion.
Okay.
I don't know if that works that way, but you
I
know.
think that's how it works. Manny licks his finger and touches the air. He's like, "Yeah, I feel it. I feel my Lord and Savior to the left.
I smell Jesus this way.
I smell Jesus' love." All right, what'd you roll, Manny?
All right. Actually, I got a 14.
14.
Yeah.
So, asking around about a train station, eventually you find an old woman who points you in the proper direction. She says the trains aren't running currently because there's a big demonstration for one of the governors, but it should only be a few hours before the trains are up and running again.
Like a good demonstration or a bad demonstration?
More of just a campaigning.
Ah, okay.
All right. We have to, tell the governor to shut the fuck up. Can we do that? Tell him he has nothing on the Nerf.
All right. Well, I guess if we can't do anything,
Is it just
So
my
after-
mic buzzing? Or
well,
Yeah, I heard the
hearing it. Yeah, I
buzzing.
heard it too.
okay.
Is it me?
I don't
Might
know.
be.
It's not doing it right now.
Let me unplug
I'll
my
let you know
headphone.
whenever I hear
Let me
it.
unplug everything and plug it back in.
All right.
Hello? Oh, can't hear.
Something else.
What's the demonstration? For what?
Can you guys hear
So
me now?
yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, better.
He's just campaigning to say
Yeah,
that
just campaigning.
hey,
I mean, we get,
I want to be the governor.
or it's either we wait at the we go to the campaign and wait for that shit to die out, or we go find a bar or see if anybody has like a quick 5-minute mission they need completed.
A 5-minute mission.
You should go beat my husband. Okay, well, so you gotta tell me. I got you. Be right back.
This is Assassin's Creed. That's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm doing whatever you guys are doing. I don't know.
Okay, so
Let's go check out the campaign then. Just see what it's all about. These
All
blocking
right.
fucking trains.
you guys head towards the train station. As you get closer and closer, you can see people heading in that
This
direction
cat
as well.
is in the wood.
So we see what?
You see crowds of people heading in the same direction.
Okay.
After about 2 minutes of walking, you come to the edge of a large crowd, maybe 200, 300 people just gathered together in the middle of the thoroughfare. And ahead of you, you can see what looks like a train station with banners that read "Re-elect Hiryakatsu."
Okay.
You also hear quite loudly a voice booming from ahead of the crowd, basically just giving a quick rundown of why they should re-elect him.
Okay.
That's amazing. Is this gonna end with the city with a riot and a coup d'etat almost?
We are about to start a riot.
I want to like speculate on that, Logan.
Okay.
Wait, I guess does everything look kind of
So he's
like normal around here?
campaigning to be a mayor or something. What?
He's
I think-
campaigning to be re-elected as governor.
Oh,
I think my character is pissed off that this guy's wasting my goddamn time. So I'm just sitting there like,
I got 19
got shit to fucking do, guy.
A 19 for what, Manny?
insight.
Oh, an
Seeing
insight?
If he's starting to cause if this is all starting to coup.
How everything looks around here.
He seems like he's just being truthful. That he's been governor for 3 years now. He wants to be reelected. He's not trying to start a coup, and he's also mentioned how he's proud that one of the members of the council that oversee the entire continent is there campaigning for him.
Mm.
Man, this sounds like.
How's the group look? Like
This is
everybody here seemed pretty. I guess another insight roll. Everybody seemed pretty normal in the crowd, just come in to cheer him on type shit.
Pretty much.
This is like the complete opposite of what happened with Donald Trump. This is nice.
I guess while they're talking, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go grab our tickets. Then I guess I'll just wait. Like, hey, I don't have time for this shit. So I'm gonna go get our tickets, and I'll meet back up with them after I do that.
Okay, you push through the crowd, past
Out of the
the
way, bitches.
past the demonstration. They don't. You can't get to the stage, but you can go around the stage to the actual train station.
Yeah.
And when you arrive there, you see that there are a couple people. Also, looks like they're in a very grumpy mood, just waiting for this demonstration to be over.
Yeah, you guys got some place to be too, huh?
One of the women just kind of nods and says, "I understand that he has to campaign, but I don't see why they have to shut down the trains."
I completely agree. I completely agree.
I activate plates now.
So you got a husband?
oh, jeez.
She kind of looks at you curiously and then looks over, and her husband is sitting right next to her, and he kind of gives you a dirty look.
Is that a yes?
They both kind of roll their eyes together, get up, and move farther away from you.
Hell yeah. Next space. Who's in front of me now, Logan? Make my
Well,
way, Logan.
There's no one in line at the tickets currently. There's just a guy who looks like he has fallen asleep behind the booth.
Okay. I'll walk up there and I'll nicely knock to wake him up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna steal the tickets.
I have them. Like, again, I steal from people who don't need to be stolen. Who need to be stolen from. Yeah. I have somewhat culture, thank you. So I'll knock on the desk and wake him up.
Okay. He rouses from his slumber kind of quickly and adjusts his glasses and looks at you very apologetically and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. How may I help you?"
I need 3 tickets.
He goes, "Tickets for where?" You're
The
headed-
Capitol?
The Capitol, yes.
There we go. 3 tickets for the Capitol.
He goes, "Oh, of course, of course." He goes and he fumbles with a little machine, and after a minute he prints up 3 tickets. He goes, "That'll be 30 silver." Well, he stops himself and he says, "Well, are you interested in first class, regular class, or..."
Ignil just pops up behind
I push Ignil away.
Longs and at Rand's shoulder and goes, First class, please.
While this is going on, I'm just walking through the crowd of people that are trying to talk to this governor
Handing
dude.
out pamphlets.
Yes, handing out pamphlets. I say vote for Terra.
Manny's the goddamn cult leader, bro. We just don't know it. Yeah, that'll be 3 for first class, my dude.
3 for first class. That'll be 10 gold.
Alright, I reach
I put down
into.
10 gold.
Never mind. I was gonna reach into his pocket anyway. That works a little better.
Pulled it from his pocket.
I need a roll for that one. You're not gonna catch me off guard.
If you'd like to steal it from Javon, you can try.
Oh yeah, you got a roll for that one, buddy.
Make a sleight of hand.
Rand's about his money.
Javon, make a perception check.
Perception.
1 sec, guys.
Let's get that one, Javon. Come on, give me that one.
Yeah, bro. You gotta work for that. You gotta work for this motherfucking money.
Let me see that one, Javon.
Sorry.
You're fine.
18 is dexterity, right?
Yes.
I don't think I have proficiency, yeah, but I do have the +1, so 19.
19.
I also got 19.
Okay.
What's your dexterity plus?
Yeah. That'll
Dexterity's +2.
Okay, he sees it.
So at first you think he hasn't noticed as he's talking with the clerk, and you get your
Wait,
hand.
no,
in
he
it.
doesn't do a sleight of hand check, does he?
No, he does perception.
No, I did perception.
Oh, okay.
So that's wisdom.
That's wisdom. True.
What's his wisdom bonus?
What's your
My
wisdom
bad.
modifier, Javon?
My wisdom modifier is +1.
+1.
Still equal
Yeah.
then. Oh god.
I grab the hand. I feel a hand go into my pocket, and I reach back and I grab. At the moment that I'm doing that, can I do a sleight of hand against him? Take his money.
You can try.
I just go, oh man, my bad. I just reach into my pocket.
No, it's okay. I got this one. I got this one. Don't worry about it. Sleight of hand check. You don't do the wrong motherfucking person, man.
I'm sorry.
You gonna learn today. Son of a bitch. Where's my sleight of goddamn hand? Piece of shit.
Alright, so did you take my gold?
I'm
make,
about to roll for it. I mean,
yeah, make a sleight of hand.
it-
You might make a perception.
I go up to the podium and start talking.
I got
to the guy and
21 in
say,
all.
Hey,
Yeah, you beat me. I got 19.
As he reaches for mine, he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, man." And I pat him, like, "Oh, it's all good. I understand. Mistakes happen." I reach deep into his pocket, and I take out 12 gold, 10 for the tickets, 2 because you tried me.
Alright.
Okay.
But now I keep my eyes on money now. While I hand over the money to the ticket person, I'm just staring into Neil's eyes.
I stare
Okay.
back. Lovingly.
You son of a bitch.
And what would you like to do, Manny?
I like to go up onto the stand where the guy is like giving a protest. I think it was. What was
Okay.
it?
It was a protest. He's running for candy, running for governor. Manny's trying to start a riot. What's going on? I think that Manny's trying to start a fucking coup. Can I roll insight on that one?
Yeah.
You guys are up there.
Logan.
You shouldn't start a coup.
That's true.
We need them
That's
to be
fucking
ready
true.
to fight this other guy.
I am not there. I'll wait till I hear fucking Manny's voice go over the fucking microphone. I'm rolling for a fucking coup. Manny's trying to fucking start some shit. Manny's been the evil person this entire time we've been dealing with it.
Right. He's been working for Julius.
I like to go up on. I like to go on the stand and talk to the dude.
As you try to get to the stand, you're stopped by at least 4 guards.
How tall are they?
They're all wearing plate mail. They're heavily armored.
How
and,
tall are they?
about 6 foot even. They seem to be.
Right. So I tower over them 3 foot. I go
Yes.
ahead and say, "Hey, good sir, up ahead.
Let's take on a town.
I have some of these
Why
papers
not?
I need you to read."
He kind of stops what he's doing and he puts a hand over the microphone. He just kind of looks at you.
I look at him.
He kind of makes a gesture and the guards kind of surround you and begin pushing you away from the stage.
But.
Do me, can me and
but,
Manny have
but,
got our tickets to come around the corner to see what's going on with
Yes,
with
you
Manny?
come around the corner and you see Vaughn being manhandled and pushed away from the crowd.
Help! They're molesting me.
I use our two-way earpiece to ask him what the fuck he did. Come on, what the fuck did you do?
I'm just trying to tell them to hurry up and move. They're not letting me through.
All right, I'll head over to where the guards are dragging off Vaughn. And I'll say, hey, sorry, my friend. He's drunk. I'll go ahead. I'll take care of it from here on out. Shut up, you're drunk. I'll take care of it from now.
They kind of nod. They keep an eye on him, and they return back to the side of the stage.
I take Vaughn's hand and I pop it. Like,
Is
no.
it kind of eerie that I feel like me and Long are both just not Long Ran. I keep on Ran are fucking just walking around with the sights. Like, did we kind of draw any attention at all?
You haven't noticed, but it does. You do stand out. People do give you curious looks, but no one seems to be alarmed.
You guys aside, and
I
that
pop
one
Vaughn's
guy
hand
that's
and I tell him to
super
go
tall.
back and sit over there. You go sit over there right now. And give me your pamphlets. Give me the rest of your pamphlets.
Nope. Go back in my bag.
You piece of shit. You go sit down right now.
Nope.
Alright. So
Okay.
as the campaign is going, everything seems to go by smoothly, Logan.
Yes. As you notice, give me a perception check.
Perceptioniones. I got a 13.
13. Let
Yeah,
me
buddy.
see.
At that moment, Moran is shot in the face with a fucking arrow. I'm dead.
Oh, my dice hopped out of my train.
Let's see.
So, as
24.
How much? 24?
Yep.
Okay. As you both are scanning the crowd, you do notice at the back of the crowd are two hulking figures. They look to be Oni, and they seem to be just standing guard.
Oh, standing guard over something, or they just seem to be watching?
They just seem to be watching.
Okay, I'll pass it on. Well, to everybody. Hey, you guys see those guys back there? I mean, no, they just nothing to really worry about. But I guess let's just keep an eye out. I don't want anything ruining our chances of getting on this fucking train.
Fair enough.
Where's this train going to the capital?
To the capital.
Yeah, we're going to capital.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're just trying to. Okay.
Yeah, right now we're waiting for this
Train.
goddamn campaign bullshit to get out of the way. This
So-
ungrateful governor is holding up the train station.
Look, is there a pebble on the ground?
There are some loose stones.
I grab a pebble, cast light on it, and just start tossing it towards him.
Okay.
I
I'm
move away
waiting.
from.
I
don't know
too
if my
back
mic-
away from
If you
Vaughn.
heard that, but I move away from Vaughn.
Yeah. I heard.
I also back away from Vaughn.
Vaughn, you begin chucking light pebbles towards the stand. Are you trying to do this stealthily, or are you just outwardly?
I'm just
you throwing it
stealthily
at the
doing
stand.
it.
You throwing it at the Oni.
I'm throwing it like in the direction of the Oni. My bad.
Oh, at the Oni. Okay, that's different. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, it's a good thing I know that I'm a cleric. Let's see. That's a 4.
A 4. As you're tossing stones, one hits it on the side of the head, and you see the Oni kind of shake its head and turn and look directly at you. And then
Not the
it
shed
looks to its
couple?
compatriot, nods, and they both unsheath 2 great swords.
Interesting.
Each one has a great sword. Not each one has 2 great swords. Each one has a great
That would be
sword.
some sexy shit. Any
I
man
was
that
thinking,
whips out 2 great swords is ready for some shit.
I was like thinking because they might have 2 great swords, just because they're big guys, they have some big meaty hands.
Come get some.
But you watch as they pull out their great
I
swords.
cast
Yes.
invisibility on me and Ran. We stepped away from Vaughn, so I don't know if we're in their eyesight or not. But
I look at
and I
them
go-
and as soon as they start coming my way, I sneeze and I turn invisible and walk away.
Well, they weren't coming in your way. They just pulled out their swords.
Oh,
And then
I
you
s-
watch as the crowd kind of notices them, and they kind of give a curious look, and then one of the Oni takes the great sword and brings it down on a civilian.
on a civilian.
Holy shit. Okay. Well,
Let's-
I want. Can I go to cast Toll of Dead on that motherfucker?
You can, and then I need you to roll initiative.
Can I
All
can
right.
I have like a Could I have done something before, like, or like as a reaction to that, or no?
You can. You're prepared.
Because I was gonna
we were watching it,
cast
so yeah.
invisibility, and like if I would have saw that, then I could have ran over and tried to get up behind him and get him with my scythe.
I'll say you can get up behind him and you can hit him with your scythe once.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast invisibility first. That for me and Javon, which is level 2. I'm gonna cast at level 3, I think. And I got a nat 1 on that spellcast.
Oh, so it's wild
It's
magic?
wild magic, yeah.
Let me get the table
You
out.
can roll it.
I was gonna have you roll and I'll just tell you what it is.
No, you roll it.
Okay.
I'm not next to you either. This is the best day ever. Oh,
It's
man.
the best
Oh, here it is.
day ever.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Monty does a fireball, kills everyone.
Miney, you feel your skull start to feel pressure, and you feel on your forehead as a third eye emerges on your forehead.
Ooh,
Ten
God.
shot.
You now have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
For how long?
A minute.
Oh, okay.
Ever. Forever.
Alright.
At that, yes, turn into TN for just a minute.
Tien. Shinhan.
Alright, so I go ahead and after I cast that, I run up behind him, the one that that killed that civilian.
Mm-hmm.
And I just bring around my scythe. I'm making an attack roll, but I bring around my scythe to the front of his throat, and then I go to just kick him forward.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
And so basically trying to behead him.
Yeah.
21.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
It's 2d6, right? My
Yes.
scythe, I think. Okay. I don't use it a ton. That's terrible. 5 damage.
Okay. So you come up behind him, push your scythe, and with all your force you give him a solid kick as he lunges forward. It cuts his throat. It doesn't behead him, but it cuts his throat fairly deep as he kind of grabs it, and then he
And I
turns.
just whip it the scythe away as a, like I pull it back. So like it doesn't cut his head off, but you know, I just kind of slice it away.
Yes. So you pull it
That makes
back, and
sense.
you watch as he kind
Yeah.
of slowly turns and looks down at you, and you can see what you can see in his eyes for a brief moment, and you see this flash of red.
I send him my little thing.
Can I go ahead and
Alright.
cast Toll to that on the one next
You
to
can
him?
cast Toll of the Dead, and then you guys get any roll initiative.
No problem.
Okay.
Actually, I'll do it on the same one that Miney
God fuck.
just attacked.
Okay.
Since I'm above level 5, he's already taken damage. He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a... Well, he is a -1, so a 17 total.
17, now he passes. Mine's 16.
Okay. So you outstretch your hand, you cast the spell, you see him grip his ears, and then he shakes it off. And now I need you all
Gotcha.
to roll initiative.
Alright.
19.
I got a 10, and Long got a 19 as well.
2.
Okay. Up first is Vaughn or Long. You guys can decide who goes first, or you can...
You can go first, Long. Vaughn. There we go.
Vaughn? You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Guiding bolt.
Okay, which one? The one that was injured or the one uninjured?
The one that's in agonizing pain.
Alright. Roll to hit.
Yep, I got you. That's a total of 23.
That'll hit.
Alright. Let's... Fuck, I think it was 1d8 damage. Give me a sec. boom. 46. My bad.
4d6 or 4d6?
4d6s.
Okay.
Alright. And... Plus... 16 radiant damage.
Okay. So you outstretch your hand as the little glob of light launches from your palm and slams into the side of the creature, knocking it off its feet for a second before it rights itself.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to summon my spiritual guardian and attack the other one.
Alright, make an attack roll.
That is 22.
22 will hit.
Alright. 6 damage.
6 damage.
Force damage. Alright, that's
okay.
me.
So you summon your spiritual weapon. Is it Mr. Clean?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Clean right hooks the Oni across the face as you see a tooth fall out, but then it just spits the blood and locks onto you. Long is up.
All right. How far back? How far would you say we are from them?
About 30 feet.
Okay, that's perfect. So Long's gonna backed out. Long's gonna go ahead and rush forward and attack the first one, the one that Miney tried to decapitate.
All right.
And he's gonna go ahead and come and attack it with a with his great sword. So I'll go ahead and roll for the attack.
All right.
Shit. He rolled a fucking 3.
That'll miss. So Long goes up and he takes the axe and he slams it down. It bounces off the Oni's leg, and the creature just looks down at him.
Remember, Long has the plate of vulnerability. He's gonna go ahead and make slashing his the damage type for now.
All right. So that means he's vulnerable to the other ones, right?
Yeah, piercing and bludgeoning.
Okay, good to know. That's into Long's turn. Ran, you're up.
Where am I at though? Ooh. How is the one that Miney fucked up and Manny fucked up so far looking?
It looks still pretty healthy.
Still pretty healthy. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and the second one, the one that's not as messed up.
Did you attack the one with the one that was damaged with Long that had the guiding bolt?
Oh, had guiding bolt. That's correct. So you would have had advantage on that attack, Javon.
So I can roll again.
Yeah, roll again.
That is a nat 20. That's a lot fucking better. Thank
That's
you.
a lot better. Good job. So
right,
roll your damage and double it.
1d12 plus 2. What the fuck's 12? There we go. There we go. That will be 6, so 12. 12 slashing damage.
Okay, so Long goes to hit, and at first you think it's going to miss before Long just lays his great... Is it a great sword or great axe?
It's a great axe, sorry. Yeah.
He takes his great axe and just lobs it into the creature's knee. The creature screams out in pain, and for a brief moment, you see its image kind of flicker from that of an Oni to this strange orcish-looking creature that is about the same height, but has these long horns on either side of its head. It's covered in thick spikes, and that's about it. So Long did some damage. But now it's your turn.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Ray of Enfeeblement on the other one.
Alright. What's the save for that?
Make a ranged spell attack.
Oh, it's a ranged spell attack.
Yeah. On a hit, target deals half damage with weapons attacks that use strength. The target can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each turn to end its effects. So I roll d20 plus my spell bonus.
Yes.
17.
17 will hit.
Alright, so yeah, that one is... Where am I at? Brave Enfeeblement is right there. So yeah, he does damage, half damage with weapons that use strength.
Half damage. Okay, good to know.
So at the end of his turn, he can make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, good to know. Is that the end of your turn?
Let me see if I think I added myself a few. Yeah, that'll be it for right now.
Okay. Up next is the creature. You watch as the Oni visage kind of melts off of it, revealing that they are both these hulking orc-like creatures. The one that you attacked, Igneel, is going to make 2 attacks against you.
Okay.
That's a total of... What is that? Total of 13 and another 13.
They both miss.
So it takes its great axe. Or is it a great axe? No, it's great. So it takes its great sword and goes to swing as you just duck under the first hit. It comes back around and tries to bite at you as you just push its chin up and stops the bite attack. That's that one's turn. The one that's enfeebled is going to attack your brother, Ran. That's 18 to hit and a 14 to hit.
14 misses, 18's on. So does that hit or does that fail?
That hits.
Okay.
So you take half damage, so a total of 5 points of piercing damage, which is doubled because so it'd be 9
Okay, 9 on long.
on long.
All right.
All right, and that's the end of their turns. Igneel, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to... One sec.
You're fine.
I'm next to 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me look up this spell. I forget what it's called. Green Flame Blade. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast haste on myself.
All right.
Do I get to have an attack after that or no?
I believe it gives you an attack, so you should have one.
Okay. So okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do just a basic attack with my scythe again.
All right, make the attack roll.
I fucking missed. I think it's 11.
That'll miss.
Oh,
So you take,
so
as you
okay.
duck under the attacks, you take your scythe and you rake it across its back, but it doesn't pierce its thick hide. But that's the end of your turn. Vaughn and Long, whoever wants to go.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna do guiding bolt at 4th level.
All right.
That is a natural
Fuck is my
26.
pencil?
Okay, so 26 hits.
Yeah, yep. All right. I'm gonna hit the one that I wasn't the one that it's over by Mr. Clean.
All right, go ahead and make your attack. Or it already hits, so go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 25, 29 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And I'm gonna have Mr. Clean start hitting the other guy instead.
Okay.
That's 22.
That'll hit.
Alrighty. 8 plus 4. 12 damage. Force damage. And that's my turn.
All right. So you again launch your guiding bolt, this one much larger in intensity, as it screams from your hand and slams into the creature's head, knocking off some flesh and revealing jawbone. That's the end of your turn. Long, you're up.
Whoever attacks that guy has advantage on the next turn.
Long is pissed off that he got hit by the other guy, so he's gonna go ahead and focus his attention on him and
Okay.
attack.
Make your attack roll.
And he got another fucking 3. Jesus Christ, dude.
So Long goes to swing and he bounces off the creature's thick hide.
Are you attacking the one that has the guy in bolt plate, or the one that's
No, the
closer
other
to
one.
mining? Okay.
I'm doing the other one now. So the one that has the guiding bolt light
Yeah.
is the one that Miney attacked first, right?
No.
Oh, then yes. So technically, the first time I attacked, I was attacking the one that Miney attacked. So I guess I'd have to un-RP that one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, then if we're attacking the one that didn't get attacked by Miney in the beginning, then yes. Okay, then I'll go ahead and roll again. And that time is a 19. Hell yeah. Who
That'll
got,
hit.
Manny? All right, and D12. That is 6 plus 2, so 8 slashing damage.
Okay. It is now Rand's turn.
All right. I'll go ahead and use. I use Chaos Bolt
Chaos?
on the, not the one that wasn't attacked by Mighty.
All right.
All right. Make a ranged spell attack, as I love to do, against the target. On a hit, target takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage. Choose one of those. Okay. That is a 17.
That'll hit.
Okay. And then I'll roll a d8 to figure out what type of damage it is. It's a 5, so hopefully it'll be lightning damage. And then 2d8. It's 1. It's 8. And 1d6. That's 12. So 12 lightning damage.
All right. As this is happening, you guys notice that the crowd has started to panic and flee. The guards have surrounded the governor and are escorting him away from the stage, but they do not seem to be coming to your aid.
I figured as much.
I yell, I guess I'll just go, fuck myself!
Okay.
If the train doesn't come in time, I'm gonna just have a campaign stating this guy is a fucking coward.
Okay. So, Vaughn, you are how far away? About 30 feet? You haven't moved, right? Manny?
You, Manny.
Oh, me? Oh, wait.
Yeah, I said Vaughn, my
thought-
bad. Have you moved at all, or are you just standing still?
No, I've been over by the train station area.
Oh, you're still
me-
at the train station.
me-
Okay.
Yeah, me and Manny are the
Yeah.
ones that haven't moved yet, as far as I know.
Okay. So, it's going to turn... You're the one causing damage, but it just can't quite reach you, so it's going to turn its attention on the other component, which is your brother, Javon. So
Gotcha.
that's a natural 1 to miss, and a 21 to hit.
21's gonna hit.
Okay, Long takes 8 points of piercing damage,
So double that, so 16.
so 16.
Alright.
Okay, now the other one's going to attack you, Miney. And it's going to be a unnatural 20 and a 11 to hit.
The 11 doesn't hit. The natural 20, I have 20 AC right now.
That'll hit
so... Okay.
You take 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As the creature takes its greatsword and carves it across your chest, you feel the blood bubble up from underneath your shirt. That's the end of its turn. Ignil, you're up.
Alright. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast my barrier on Long.
All
And then
right.
I'm going to use this the cantrip Green Flame Blade
All
to make an
right.
attack against the one in front of me.
Okay, go ahead, make your attack.
Do I get advantage because he's being flanked by Long, or no?
He's Long's focused on the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. 23.
That'll hit.
Alright, so at 5th level, the melee attack deals an extra 1d8. Okay, so... Attack does an extra 1d8. Okay, I got it. Alright, so 1d8 is d8. Oh, fucking 1, dude. Okay.
Yeah, my rolls have not been too great today, at least for fucking long.
Then I think 2d6 for my scythe attack. There's 5 damage to the one I hit, and then it leaps to some fire leaps from him to the other one, and it hits. Yeah, okay, and then an extra 1d8. So 3 plus a modifier, which is a 4, I think. Yeah, so 7 damage onto the second one. The other one.
All right. So you watch the flames leap from your hand, crawling up the side to the tip. You carve into the first one, and the slight splash of green flame leaps onto the other one.
That is the end of my turn.
All right. Up is Vaughn and Long.
Go ahead, Big V.
Alright, so I'm gonna use a 3rd level guiding bolt.
All right, make an attack roll. Which one though?
Which one looks like it's badly hurt?
The one that's been enfeebled is looking the worst.
Alright, then I'll do it on the other one.
All right.
That is a 25.
That'll hit.
Alright. Ooh. Alright, 6, 12, 22, 24, 26. 26 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And then I'm gonna attack the opposite guy with Mr. Clean.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
And that's a 1.
That'll miss.
Nope.
So Mr. Clean goes to do a haymaker, and the creature just ducks under it. Long, you're up.
All right, Long's gonna go ahead and continue attacking the one in front of him.
All right.
So roll the advantage. Manny, you are a fucking god, because for the 3rd time in a row, I rolled a fucking 3, and I rolled a 19 again.
That'll hit.
Alright, and D12. That is 6. Oh, yeah, there we go. 6 plus 2, so 8. 8 slashing.
All right. So Long readies himself, gets into a stance, and hacks into the creature's leg with his axe. The creature lets out a howl of pain before trying to swat away Long. That's the end of his turn. Rand, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use negative energy flood on Long.
All right.
So pretty much I'm just gonna heal him. If I use this on an actual creature, They make a constitution saving throw, D12 necrotic damage, blah blah blah. If they die, they turn into a zombie. If I use it on a zombie, they don't do a saving throw, and I roll 5d12 on the target, and they gain half the total as hit points.
Okay, make your rolls.
12.
So right now we're only fighting these two creatures, right? There's nothing else fighting
Just
us
these two
yet?
creatures.
Okay. And are they just orcs or?
They look like some kind of tainted orc.
Like under like a necrotic kind of spell or like
Make a nature check.
fiend or a nat one.
On that
Sorry.
one. You've never seen creatures like this, so you can't discern what kind of maybe magic is being used to bolster them.
Alright.
So how much did you get, Javon?
Long got 20 hit points back, so he's back to
Alright.
23.
All right.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and use, where am I at? Shadow Blade. I'm pretty sure it's like early morning, right? So it's bright as shit out.
It's bright as shit out, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So I won't get advantage, but I'll still take it. Shadow Blade. I'll go ahead and cast Shadow Blade. I'm gonna throw it at I guess whichever one looks more fucked up. Which I think is the one that you said I cast the Feeblement on. The one that's the one that Long's focusing on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my Shadow Blade at the brain fart at that creature.
All right, make your attack roll.
Ooh. That is a 16.
That'll hit.
All right. And then it deals 2d8 physical damage on hit. Psychic damage on hit. Where's my 8? 5. So 10 psychic damage. And as soon as it hits, it disappears and reappears in my hand.
All right, so you throw it out. It screams across the crowd, past some civilians still running away. It slams into the creature, gushing blood. As you twist your hand, the blade reappears back in your palm.
Not how bad I'd feel if I rolled really bad and hit a civilian that's running away.
That's the end of your turn, though.
Oh god, no! Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, it is now the creature's turn. One is going to make an attack against Long, 2 of them.
And I
That's-
use my reaction to stab him in the side with my side.
All right, go ahead and do that first.
And remember, the one with enfeeblement, he can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of his turn.
Oh, yes. I'll do that after. I'll do that now. No, it's at the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Where's my phone actually? Fuck. I gotta find that shit to remember how it works. Sorry, I'm
Fine.
unprepared. Alright, so... Stone Ages... Okay, so any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage the target takes is reduced by 2 plus my sorcerer level divided by 4. So that would be, hold on, plus 10 divided by 4. So he takes 3 less damage from anything, Javon, or not anything, but slash, bludgeoning, or stab.
Piercing, so he takes 3 less. That'll be
Yeah.
helpful since he's already taken double on piercing and bludgeoning.
Yeah, and then teleport. So I teleport next to him, which I think I'm already next to him, but I just teleport anyway. And then
Closer.
I do one
Other side.
melee attack. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm flanking him.
Gotcha, bitch!
Now you are
Oh.
technically flanking him.
Yeah!
It does an extra 1d10 force, and then upgrades to 2. Okay, so I haven't got to the upgrade yet. That's what I was looking for. So it's 1d10 on top of whatever I hit, if I do hit. So I don't know if I'm gonna hit with a 12.
That'll miss, unfortunately.
Damn it. Well, that's the end of it. Okay.
So you teleport,
Go back to
behind him.
fucking long.
go to swing, and the creature, you just glance off its hide,
Yeah.
But the first attack against Long is a 25. And the second one is an 18. So I'm guessing those both hit Javon?
18 and what? Sorry.
25 and
Your
18.
mic's kind of yeah, yeah, they both hit.
Alright, so the first hit you take 13 points of slashing damage, reduced by 3.
But for slashing, since that's my choice thing. How's
Oh,
that
it's
work?
reduced again, so it's reduced by half. So I said 9? No.
So 13. So I have
13.
13. Take the highest number. That'd be 7.
Yeah, 7 minus
And
3.
then minus 3, so
So
4.
4. Okay, and then
Yeah, man.
and then for the next attack,
We got a new tank.
you
Thanks,
take
Sam.
you take 9 points of piercing damage.
Which will be doubled, and that'll be 18.
18.
Jesus Christ.
That armor, Javon.
Yeah, no. And the entire time I'm like, oh, they're great swords. All they can do is slashing right now.
Well, it you've noticed that it attacks with its greatsword and then it tries to bite.
Ah, got you. That's right.
But that's the end of its turn. The next one's going to attack you, Igneal. That's a 22 to hit and a
That
19
hits.
to hit.
The second one doesn't hit.
The first one hits, so you take 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Long's pissed off. He pulls out his wand of fireballs and fires off 7 fireballs at one time.
What?
God damn it, dude.
Just rapid fire.
Can I quicken someone else's spells?
No. Okay, up next is you,
Damn it.
Igneal.
You've never heard Long speak this entire campaign.
It's my turn?
It's your
the
turn.
words he uses are "fuck
Okay,
this place," "fuck
so-
everyone."
I am going to use quicken spell.
Uh-huh.
So that cost me 2. Let me read it again because I think it's 2 sorcery points. Just
Also,
total,
Logan,
maybe.
are the civilians pretty clear of the area right now?
Yes, at this point, they have cleared out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to pretty much make 3 scythe attacks right now because I'm using a sorcery point. Or 2 sorcery points to cast quickening spell. So I'm casting green flame blade twice, and then after that I'm doing my extra attack
All right.
from haste.
All right, make your 3 attacks. Which one are you attacking? The one that's enfeebled or the one you were attacking earlier?
Whatever one I was attacking earlier, I think.
All right. Make your attack rolls.
Alright, so the first one is... this one probably misses, I think. A... 15... No, not 15. 13.
13 will miss.
Okay. Second spell fucking misses too. Wow, dude.
What was the second one?
There's a 5 plus
Oh, yeah.
whatever you
No,
said.
that misses.
Nothing. Oh, and the third attack hits. Wow. Okay. 16 plus
That'll hit.
5, so 21.
21.
Alright.
Blackjack.
That sucks. 9 damage.
9 damage.
Oh.
Okay, so you take your scythe and you swing wildly. The first one goes wide, the second one glances. You right yourself, you take the third one and you jam it into a previous wound. The creature howls out in pain before shoving the scythe out of its side. But that's the end of your turn. So Vaughn and Long.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Sacred Flame
Alright.
on the guy that's mostly hurt.
Okay.
Is the sorcerer being able to do 3 melee attacks kind of overpowered?
Hell
really.
no, dude. Fuck it. I fuck with
Okay.
it.
You're using...
It helps balance them the fuck out for sure.
Mm-hmm. Definitely
When I
does.
consider a sorcerer, I don't consider a sorcerer being somebody who does great when it comes to melee. So just adding that extra one sets them
Yeah.
up a lot fucking better.
19.
19 will hit.
And when I hit, it's a multi-hit spell too.
Multi-hit.
Drains my sorcerer points, but that's fine.
13 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
On the one that's hurt. On the
I
one
know.
that's hurt
I know.
fully.
You stretch out your hand, the fire curls from your fingers and launches forward before slamming into the creature. It catches on fire for a brief moment before it pats itself out, but you see it's woozy and barely standing at this point.
Mr. Clean goes for the
Alright.
finishing punch.
Make an attack roll.
That is a 23.
That'll hit.
That is 10 points of force damage.
So Mr. Clean winds up a big punch and just launches a straight hook that just slams into the creature's nose. You see its face kind of cave in slightly as it wobbles for a moment before falling back dead.
All right.
Okay, Long, you're up. The last one
So
is...
one of them's dead.
One of them is dead.
Yeah.
The other one is looking very bad.
Long sees the one in front of him, crumble into nothing, and just reactively attacks the other one.
Okay, make an attack roll.
All right, that will be a 15. I think misses, right?
Nope, that'll hit.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. So 12. That'll be 10 slashing damage.
Exactly what it had left.
There we go.
So Long takes his axe. He slaps it in the leg, causing it to buckle to one knee. And then he takes his axe and decapitates the creature.
Okay. And then with him finishing it off, he regains 10 points, and I get 10 temporary hit points as well.
All right. And with that,
Oh man.
initiative is over. So you
Nice.
you all
What the fuck? Go ahead.
you all stand around these creatures as their bodies just
Oh wait.
sit there.
The two bodies,
I loot
the two civilians that they smashed into.
Yes.
Do they look like I can actually spare the dying on?
Yes, they don't look like they actually killed him. It looks like more like glancing blows.
Okay, I spare the dying them. I keep them
All
from
right.
dying.
They both. You watch as life breathes back into their lungs as they.
Wait,
their
didn't we
eyes...
just cut one of their heads off?
No, he's talking about the civilians.
Oh yeah.
I use channel divinity also to heal them a bit more and stabilize them.
All right. You watch as their eyes open. They sit up, clutching their wounds, kind of breathing heavily, and they just look to you and thank you.
This is my first time realizing that my healing words is a bonus action, but continue.
I smile at them and I tell, "Fuck your governor." Riot.
You guys are playing D&D. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
As long as you don't keep interrupting, that's fine.
Said goodbye.
What?
He's
goodbye.
leaving.
Oh.
I smile at them and tell them, "Fuck your governor,"
Okay.
and start a riot if you need to.
Hey,
He's
Lauren,
a-
what's
he's a
the
cheating bastard.
the challenge rating on that the non-decapitated orc?
I don't want to tell you.
He's a shit.
Why can't you have the? They didn't do the little
I mean-
like orc thing and try and get back up.
No.
I think it's kind of hard to get back up from the decapitation. I could be wrong.
That's true.
But,
But...
So- What's the challenge rating you can take?
1 second.
Wasn't it like 6 or 7?
Now I have to
I think
decide
we're
whether or not. I
unstoppable.
think I'm
I
at
feel like
6.
we're pretty unstoppable right now.
I want to say it's 6. Spellcaster. Nope. Animate Major Undead. So right now I'm still at 3. If I was a level 11, it would be 6.
Okay. They are a challenge rating of 5.
Son of a bitch! Hey, look,
Close.
can I level up real quick?
Cannot level up.
Shit. God damn it, dude. You were lucky. Can I fit one of the bodies in my bag of holding?
No.
Oh, damn it, Logan.
They're
I
much
help
too
him fit
long.
one of the bodies into his back of holding.
It won't fit in the opening.
While Mandy's talking to the people he healed, I'm sitting there with my scythe just sawing at this body. Look away! Don't look at me.
I go ahead and pick up the 2 people that are like injured, and I start walking into the distance towards like somewhere where I can sit them down, like over at the train station.
Do any guards come or anything like that? Or
No,
are we
I
just
got
waiting here and nothing's happening? Or...
After a few minutes, you do see guards start to emerge,
I
weapons
also looked at them
drawn.
before the guards got here.
Make an investigation check.
Rand sits down in a corner.
I-
pissed
God
off.
damn it. Can I
Hey.
have an assist? Someone help me?
I got you. I'll assist you from the corner.
I'm
Pissed
changing
off.
dice. Oh, no, because I
18.
rolled a 20 with this dice, I think, earlier. Close to it.
I rolled 18.
Can we just take his roll?
We can take his roll.
Thank you.
So you
I'm in
find
the corner, pissed
about
off.
50 gold combined in these little pouches they have at their belts, and you also find this strange orange jewel.
Does it look magical? I like it.
As you lick it, you feel your conscious. No.
God damn it.
You feel your heart just start to beat faster until it
I put it in my
explodes your
pocket.
chest.
I don't want the guards seeing them.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but. And I also give the gold to Ram. So we'll look at this gem later.
I look at the two civilians. I go shh, and I use disguise self and change myself into the shape of that one hero dude. Kind of.
Which
But,
one?
Like the one that had the spear of annihilation on him.
Oh,
But I have a mustache.
all right. You look like him,
But with a mustache.
but with a mustache. The guards kind of approach you, putting their weapons away as they survey the surroundings. One of them, it looks to be the captain, kind of approaches and gives a bow and says, "Thank you for defeating them. We were a little late to the party."
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
just let people
I guess
going around cutting up civilians.
I guess the governor's life is more important than civilians. That is correct. As I'm still in the corner, like sulking.
You watch as the governor, surrounded by his guards, begins to approach you. He throws his arms up and he says, "Well done, well done."
It looks like we should be governor.
Doesn't the governor protect the people?
He kind of wags his finger and he says, "You don't know the difficulties of being a governor, running a whole city like this."
While this is going on, I'm talking
You
to
had
the
running
other
correct,
civilians.
I
Yes,
walk
she's
up and
fired.
examine his hands.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if they're hands that
soft?
work hard. Yeah, are they soft?
Like callousy.
Gentle,
Make an
like
investigation check.
babies behind.
Rand's still in the corner. He's starting to punch the wall.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. His hands are incredibly smooth. It looks like he's probably never seen a hard day's work in his life. But the guards kind of phalanx around him as you get a little close, and he kind of pushes them aside and says, "No, they're fine. They're heroes. We should celebrate them."
Like, I like to be touched.
I look straight in his eyes and I say, your hands look soft.
He kind of looks at them and smiles and says, "It is true. I've been a career politician since I was young."
In the
I step
background of Miney talking to the governor, all you hear is just the sound of the wall shaking. Ah! I want an army of the undead.
You watch as some guards kind of come around you and they're like, "Are you okay?"
If
Back
Rand
away from
started yelling
me!
that-
While this is all happening, I'm just talking to the
You could
other
just start
kids,
killing
like,
people. I mean, that would work.
Oh shit.
Rand has this thought appear in his head. You sense a bloodlust? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm okay now. So yeah, I can't tell you how to run your city, but I'd say future elections, you might want to fight for your people a little more.
I walk over towards where the governor is, and
And maybe
my
learn what
disguise-
real work is.
Oh, I go ahead and I unsummon Long so he can rest.
All right. And what would you say you're doing, Manny?
I'm walking towards where the governor is, and I'm gonna say, "Mr. Governor, is the trains coming up yet or not?"
He kind of
Yeah,
turns
we
to you and he says, "Well, the train. My demonstration is over. I see no reason the trains can't continue to run. But don't be so hastily to leave. I'd like to invite you all to dinner."
I don't know who you are, but as you can see, I'm just a normal civilian.
What do you know about these orcs?
He goes, "Well, they've only recently showed up in the city. We aren't quite sure where they come from or who sent them, but they just do guerrilla tactics. They hit and then they run.
Are they aiming for you?
We're not quite sure. They've showed up at a few of my demonstrations, but they've also showed up at my opponents at demonstrations, which of course dissuades the possibility that they are causing the attacks, but it could just be you never know. They could just be attacking themselves to wave suspicion. At least that's what I think.
Are other civilians dying during these attacks while you guys do nothing?
He kind of squints his eyes at you.
Holy shit, it's the Democrats.
He squints his eyes and says, "No, there have been a few deaths, but I'll be honest, we haven't been doing as good of a job as we should. The military is more focused on keeping themselves strong in case the Empire
there would
comes."
have been much more deaths.
Because yes,
You
that
know
is
what?
true.
We can nag him all day. If we come to your dinner tonight, we also just expect you to reimburse us for our first class tickets.
He goes, 15 gold is no problem.
It was 20 gold.
We could ask more for
because
more than 15
because
gold.
of the hold up, the ticket prices were.
We just
were
saved
raised a little
countless
bit.
lives today.
Make a
Great, it's
deception
weird.
check, Ryan.
Well. One second, I'm coming. I was pouring juice. All right, deception. Deception. It's free. Oh, bro, you don't want these hands. I got a nat 20, bro. That's a 28.
All right. He kind of looks to you and says, "I guess the ticket prices might have been hiked up since the trains were delayed. I could pay you the 20 gold. It's no problem. Because I could do it now if you'd like, but I would prefer that we continue this discussion at my manor."
You guys want to go check this out?
Sure, if you want to take this poor guy on a trip.
So we'll take it. I can use this time to.
I wanna
rest up
own a
and
whole
use
train,
a few
damn it.
spells. All right, we'll take you up on your offer, but don't get too friendly. Still pretty disappointed in your actions.
He bows and says, "Quickly, to my house." And he
So,
Trust me, if I saw you about to die, I don't know if I'd save you.
You hear some of the guards laugh to themselves, and the guard captain turns and gives them a stern look before they compose themselves.
As we're leaving,
So-
I turn around to with one tear going down my face to say goodbye to that beautiful corpse one last time.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink.
No problem. I just got some juice myself. Yeah, money. We can play some Naruto for a little bit. After we play Naruto, I think I'm gonna play some more Arc with my boy from work. But I'm not doing anything pretty much for the rest of the night. I don't have work tomorrow.
That's fine.
We'll see if Mason's on. If he wants to catch those hands again.
Yeah. I'll try to lighten
Manny.
up on him, but
That's fine.
I got-
kind of hard.
I think
I
he's
got
doing
work.
good. Oh, okay. I'd rather continue. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna play like I'm playing against Noel, but the only way to learn is by beating that ass sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the difference between when I'm definitely letting him win or not, but he can't see that yet. So I feel
Yeah.
bad if it's blatantly obvious to the person.
Yeah.
That's where, yeah. So it's like as long as it doesn't come off blatantly
Well, he's
obvious
been
to
beating
him.
me, and I haven't been letting him win. So I
Yeah,
mean,
so he's doing pretty good. Like I said, he played this with his
Yeah.
brother.
it just
I've been
depends.
enjoying
I think
this
it ultimately depends on the team I have, honestly.
Yeah, if it's you like Madra, a fucking puppeteer, and fucking
Yeah.
generally you with a puppeteer in general just pisses me the fuck off. Like
I know.
I purposely go as extra
They're
hard as
fun to
possible.
use against you
Fuck
guys.
Okay, I'm back.
Because you guys don't know how to fight them.
Fuck puppets. Look, you can catch hands too if you want to, but we'll continue that on a later conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So he leads you away from the center of the city.
Mr. Governor, do you know anything about the Onis? Are you like the one who set it up?
He goes, "The Onis work for us as guards. We employ them and we feed them, and they,
Not a very good vetting process.
well, we've noticed that the creatures,
Or do your captains
The-
like keep track of their own?
they typically sneak in during my demonstrations or my opponent's demonstrations when the guards are more focused on keeping me safe rather than the crowd."
So, are you the one at fault for this?
He goes,
Sure.
"If it hadn't been an election year, we most likely would have had a little bit better job discerning."
Inside
Friend from
checking
foe.
him because I feel like he's trying to cover around.
He's
his
part of the
answer.
government of this. Are we in a whole new country right now from where
Yeah,
one we were in?
we
Yeah.
are in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the current governor running for governor again.
So he's in like the government of this new country, right, Logan?
Yes.
I asked
Yes,
him, are you aware of the warpath being held in what was the other country we just came
The
from?
Empire. Oh, Viet.
Strikes back.
Friend.
Fren was the city. Viet is the continent.
Yeah. Yeah.
The warpath being run in Viet, was it?
Viet.
Viet right now?
He nods and says, "We are aware of what the Empire is doing. We've been preparing just in case they launch an invasion against us."
I was just checking. We just fled that place, so
He goes, "Oh, you're
I like
refugees.
it's somewhat.
I'd like to
I
still
wouldn't say
insight
refugees
check
per
him.
se.
Make an insight check, Manny."
I'd say
This is-
something more along the lines of adventurers.
I'm just seeing if
We-
he's like holding back any information right now. This is what I want to know because it feels like he is.
We know pretty firsthand what the
18.
18.
the man in charge is capable of.
With an 18, Manny, he's being truthful. That he doesn't know much about the attacks. But he's also not dodging the question, but he seems uncomfortable when the subject is brought up.
His lover was a woman. I get it.
And tell him I was like, we wouldn't say we're refugees per hand, but we do know firsthand what this man's capable of.
That time where he made love to
Yeah,
her,
and I also
freaking Oni.
mentioned that we're more along the lines of adventurers, so you know.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
any work?
Well, there's always work
We're
for adventurers.
expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We prefer our payment in magical items of high value,
He kind of laughs to himself as you
Like
continue
orbs of
walking.
disintegration.
like orbs of annihilation.
Yeah, that looks pretty
God
cool.
damn it.
I
Spheres
don't
of
know if you know where to
annihilation, he says.
find one of those, you know.
So I've got one of those. I
Or
can
if-
give it
if
to
the
you.
government has enough cash. you
Whoa,
know,
that's crazy. I mean,
afford something like
if you
that.
just happen
Our
if you just
services.
happen to let one go, that's
That'll
He-
be, yeah.
He laughs. He laughs to himself
Convenient.
and says, "I'm not familiar with an orb of annihilation, but
This theater?
They're
Besides, I
not
know
too expensive for.
I mean,
size entity.
what's the safety of your people really cost? You know what I'm saying?
how much does this orb cost? Maybe I could invest
We're
in
starting
some
our own mercenary
adventurers."
group, by the way, just so you guys know.
It's like 200,000, isn't it?
Correction. Hold on. I'll be the one to answer that question. Where's our group chat? Let's go right there. There's Logan right there. You guys go through these photos right here. We have a lot of memes in here.
What are you looking for?
Where is it?
The
Spear
total
of
for-
Annihilation.
It's
I
like
mean,
276,000.
It's about 300. About 300,000.
That's nothing
Gold.
for a government-sized entity.
You kind of see
That's
the
nothing.
smile on his face fade and his eyes kind of get wide. And he goes, "That's a little beyond my funds."
Well, take us to someone who has more funds.
I mean, what?
You guys
what
are like
would it,
straight up
what
shaking
would
this
it
guy
take?
down. This is
you know?
intense.
Hey, we just saved that nigga's life. All right. What does your life cost you, sir?
He kind of shakes his head and says, "How about we discuss it over dinner?" And he continues.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Okay.
you're led. Go
I
ahead.
no, you're good. We'll see how this dinner plays out. If I
By the
say
way, are we
too much
doing
now,
this in
you
the
won't let it
street
happen.
while we're standing over corpses of orcs?
No,
who
he's-
have been fucking malformed from some kind of spell, probably, or ritual.
He has. They've been escorting you through the city
Okay.
towards his manor house.
That'd be funny as fuck. We're
And
just
during
standing
the
here just-
conversation, eventually you hit the outskirts of the city, and you can see resting on a hill is a large manor house. Towering.
I like that.
Go ahead.
I like the thought of us just sitting there, just like poking at this governor, like, "Yeah, we saved your fucking life. Give me stuff. Come on, do it. That's how you treat your people, you selfish son of a bitch."
This is definitely the manor of the Dark Brotherhood, and this is where we kill them and take over the banner. And then later.
We
join
should
the
start a
Dark
mercenaries
Brotherhood.
group, boys.
Oh yeah. This could also just be. Alright,
Mercenaries
so
guild out of
we follow.
our own house thing in that one city.
I mean, we can either be a mercenary
Origin.
group here or kings in the face. So whichever one you guys choose, I'm always down for.
All right.
Or s-
So eventually he leads you up a winding road towards the manor. before you reach a large wrought iron gate. It swings open slowly, and you see at least 3 or 4 guards sitting on the staircase, just absent-mindedly waiting.
Senior guards sit down too, as well as not protecting civilians.
You see, as he approaches, they quickly right themselves, correct their armor, brandish their weapons.
I brandish my weapon.
I walk up to one and I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "It's okay, guys. We saved his life. Don't worry about it." And can I do sleight of hand? I want to pickpocket his asshole.
Make a sleight of hand check.
My man. You guys are shitty soldiers. This is what happens. I only steal from those who don't deserve it. That is a wait, because what's added to my sleight of hand, baby girl? Yeah. Sleight of hand. That'll be a 22.
22. You
Yep.
pat him on the shoulder and reach and slip his coin purse off of him as he goes, "Yeah, I'll do better next time, I swear." And you pocket his 15 silver.
No, fuck that nigga. It's okay. I appreciate it.
I think you just
bet
stole
you will,
from the
buddy.
poor.
No, I steal from those who don't deserve it. I didn't say the poor. You can be poor and still deserve it. There's a difference. If you're poor but an asshole, I'm gonna steal from you because you're an asshole. That's my logic. Fuck you, Mighty. Don't judge me. These are judges.
I'm not judging.
You're judging a little.
I feel judged.
No.
I summon Long, and Long shoots fireballs at Mighty.
I should fireballs back. Your brother won't come back after that.
I'm like, oh
I
my
will.
God, are we having a party? I go to Flame Strike everybody.
The governor just sits back like, "This is how we have fun. Don't worry about it."
All
continue.
right.
Sorry, Logan.
So eventually he leads you inside his house. It's dimly lit by candlelight and a few iridescent bulbs. But you see a butler kind of approach, and he bows before the governor, and he says, "The Green Ocean is waiting for you in your chambers, sir." And for a brief moment, you see the color drain from the governor's face, and his smile disappears, and you see him kind of begin to shake, and he goes, "Oh," and he turns to you 3, 4, and he says, "I have a meeting, but if you don't mind waiting for me in the parlor, it shouldn't be long."
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta go ahead and meditate real quick, anyways.
I'm gonna cast
As soon as possible,
Arcane
I
Eye.
go
All right.
ahead and I go into the parlor room, sit down, put my hands on my face, and I scry on him.
All right. So, what's the save
Yeah.
match make for scrying?
It's a
If
save.
you would like to not waste a
Oh,
spell, I can
wait,
use Arcane
wait.
Eye, Manny.
I'm not. Yeah, but this is because I want to see it too, and
Oh,
also,
no problem.
I'd like to ask him real quickly. Hey, can I grab a piece of your hair? I need it to. I need it for a commemorative moment for myself.
He kind of looks at you curiously and then feels up his head to make sure he hasn't been snipped at all. Make a persuasion check.
That bounced out. Fuck. Persuasion, you said?
Yes.
13.
13. You see him kind of shake his head and says, "Ha, I don't give out samples of my hair, but just wait in the parlor," and he disappears back up the stairs.
I slide a hand, try to grab a piece off of his head.
Make a sleight of hand check.
That was way better. Wow. 14.
Hold on, my dice rolled out. 14? You definitely, with a small blade, snip a little bit of his hair off before anyone notices.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay, and you're casting Arcane Eye, Javon?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
scry on him.
Okay,
and you have to make a wisdom saving throw, and it's -5 from your save.
so that's a total of 9.
Alright. I'm watching this too.
All right. So you're watching as he climbs the stairs, Javon. Your Arcane Eye slowly floats behind him, invisible to everyone.
Yeet.
You both watch as he enters a small antechamber, and inside, you see an elven woman dressed in an elegant robe, kind of half asleep, sitting in a chair. And as he enters, he kind of very quietly clears his throat, and you see her rouse from her slumber. And she just smiles at him, and she says, "What happened today?"
I pass on everything that I see to Miney just so he's also in the loop.
I'm doing
Okay.
it at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, me and Manny
Who
are
is
keeping Miney
this?
in the loop.
By the way, that they're seeing?
We don't know just yet. Just some old
Oh.
elfin woman.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
she's old. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, she
It's
looks.
not.
God damn it.
She does not. God damn it. She's not old. She
But
looks
she's, of
fairly
course,
young.
just Elven.
She's just elven.
She's definitely old by Elven.
She's
years.
gorgeous.
Yeah. All right. So
hey, Javon. I repeat everything he's saying, and you're repeating whatever
I feel
she
like,
says.
yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
yeah.
Javon's character would be just relaying everything that about what she looks like, and then Manny's character
I get
is relaying
distracted
all
very
the
easily.
all the fucking details.
I assume
Like,
the arcane eye is close to
the
her
conversation.
Does she have a nice racket, Logan? 1 out of 10. How is it?
A rock falls, everyone dies.
Oh
Damn
shit!
it.
Time to start a new campaign, guys!
Woo! All right.
Anyways,
All right. So, Elven
So-
woman, we got you.
she stands up, and you see the governor he starts to shake as she approaches him and just says once again, "What happened today?"
Happens when she shakes.
No, not her shaking, he's shaking.
Damn it.
But he goes, "Well, during one of my campaign demonstrations, more of those creatures attacked." And you watch as she kind of gently strokes his face before grabbing him by the throat and lifting him in the air.
Well, shit.
And she goes, "You're doing a terrible job." And kind of turns and throws him into the chair. And she goes, "I backed you because you bring a lot of money for the city. But if this continues, there won't be any money to be had if all my civilians are dead." She goes, "Who did you bring with you? Who are those 3 adventurers?" And she uses air quotes. And you
As
see
this
him.
is going, I'm doing the air quotes too.
You watch as he just kind of throws his arms up and says, I don't know who they are. They just showed up and killed the creatures." She kind of shakes her head and says, "Maybe they should be governor." And she turns and starts walking towards
I
the
like
door.
that idea.
She goes, "Just get your city in order, or I will. And if that happens, there won't be a place for you in this world." And she turns, and you watch as she just vanishes in a puff of smoke.
Rand is noticeably erect right now. I'm keeping my eye on the governor. What's he doing now?
You watch as he kind of
Trying.
he stands up and he starts to dust himself off before you watch him kind of just vomit onto the floor. He kind of
What?
wipes it from his mouth, adjusts himself, and turns and heads out the door.
Okay, gonna leave that there. Okay.
All right.
Is there,
like
is there any,
Andrew- Yeah,
is there, I mean, while
Androphobia.
I'm here, is there anything in his office kind of roll? Anything worth taking a look at?
Make a
Papers
perception
on the
check.
desk or anything like that?
Perception or investigation, your choice.
Neither one is extremely helpful, but you know what? We'll take what we can get. Let's go for perception, I guess. That gave me a 17.
17. So his office is well lit by windows. You notice he has a couple knickknacks on shelves, nothing too valuable. But on his desk, he seems to have a ledger that's propped open, and it seems to have a table of names and numbers.
Ledger, names, numbers. I mean, while I'm looking at it, I have my forgery kit.
All right.
Pretty much have the ability to sit there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of write down in my little notebook everything that I see in there, just in case I need to bring it up or use it for any reason.
All right. I'll remember that. You remember it too.
All right. Yep. Ledger. Copy of Governor's Ledger.
All right. Do you dispel the arcane eye, or do you continue to follow him?
I'm gonna continue to follow him.
Okay, you watch as he descends the stairs and starts heading towards the parlor, where the rest of his guards now remain. He eventually opens the door with a big smile on his face. He says, "Now that my business is concluded, I can return to my new friends here.
They were friends?
He kind of gestures, and the butler comes over and he says, prepare a feast for our guests.
Okay.
And he bows and heads off, and you hear him barking some orders to probably some cooks or something. And he says, let's retire to the dining room for the evening. And or not the evening, the day. And he takes the three of you,
Did we
four
catch
of
the
you.
governor's name, by the way?
Yes, his name is Hiri Okatsu.
Okay. So he's Asian.
As Asian as you can get in the mythical world, Mighty.
Alright.
But he eventually leads you to a dining room, and he gestures for you all to sit.
I think that we should have brought Kendo with us. It would have made more sense.
There we go. Okay.
So, he sits at the head of the table, and you watch as the guards kind of, two of them behind each of you, just with their arms crossed, just watching, as he kind of clears his throat, and he says, now...
Actually, before you continue, real quick, did we get a name of the woman other than what the green
Ocean.
ocean? What he called her? All right. Make sure. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. He clears his throat, and he says, if you're heading to the capital, like I understand you are, you'll be taking the train, correct?
That's correct.
He goes,
We were
okay.
both by carpet, actually.
By carpet? And he kind of looks at you curiously.
No, obviously by the train, yes.
What's
Alright.
the joke from where his people are from?
That's racist, you know.
I don't see race. I'm black in the fantasy world.
All right. He kind of says, well, I want to thank you once again for your what's the word? Good response time to kill those creatures. But if I may ask,
watch.
I need some reinforcements from the capital to better protect the city. So I was wondering if I could make you my envoys, and you can deliver a message to the capital, to the council.
Aren't we already delivering a capital message to the capital?
Yeah, but we're
No,
delivering
the
an
church.
item. Yeah, we're
Oh,
delivering
now
an
we're
item.
delivering? Okay, we could do
Yeah.
that. We're going there anyway.
All right. He
Yeah.
he gestures, and one of the maids approaches with a little chest, and he kind of opens it, and you see these it just looks like a box of insignias, and he goes, these insignias mark you as heralds from my my city. You will be granted access to the capital, and you will be able to stand before the High Council and say whatever it is you wish to say. But I would hope that you say that you wish them to send aid to ISO.
That's when the coup happens.
Aid to ISO. Yeah, I can do that for you, but you also have to do something for your people.
He goes, of course, what is it?
Don't run away.
He kind of laughs to himself and says, I should be a little more courageous when it comes to these creatures. But I am not a fighter or a mage or anything like that. I'm a politician. There's not much I can do.
Well, if you stay, the guards have to protect you, right?
True.
So just don't run away. So if you don't leave, the guards have to stay in the area and take care of the issue. At least show your people that you're willing to.
And maybe learn
Take-
how
Yeah,
to
maybe.
fight on the
That'd
side.
be helpful.
You know, that
Yeah,
might,
give me
might
that.
help a little bit.
I mean, your guards don't look completely useless. Maybe they can show you a few things. For the people, remember? You know what I'm saying? Come on,
He
right here.
goes, I'll
Yeah.
see what I can do.
Yeah, you
Out
do
of
that.
goodwill to you, my good sir. And I put in his hand a scimitar.
You produce from a bag of holding?
Yep.
Okay. The guards at first reach for their weapons, but as you just gently lay it in his hand, you watch as they return to their resting position. The governor, he takes the scimitar and he kind of holds it with two hands, and he kind of, you see him shaking slightly. He goes, I will try and learn how to use this.
Here. I'll show you
I
an example,
nudge.
okay. And I have him push the blade into my arm.
I just want to point out,
See?
I
See
feel
how
like
easy it
any-
is?
any other DM would have probably had these guys skewer all of us. Like,
But this DM knows
Logan's
that
very
they'd all
tolerable.
die. Yeah, he also knows these guards would all die. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
So, Vaughn, he kind of pushes the blade in. You take about 2 points of piercing damage as he sinks the scimitar into your arm.
See how easy it is.
Manny goes
Now-
from starting a cult to scarring a normal person
Now-
within about 3.5 seconds.
Now, since this is like a thing where you need a sword, you also do need a shield. Here's a shield too.
You kind of slam it on the table.
I start rummaging through my bag and I just find some crappy armor that I have.
All right.
I also
Some-
I pull out my winter blanket. I put it around his like shoulders as a cape. Now you look.
I start going through my bag, but there's mostly bones in there. So I start pulling out bones, and I
Okay.
should have something in here for you.
Well, I don't have any armor in my bag, so I just like
Yeah.
I just rummaged through it. I'm like, well, nope. I pull out a leather
would-
collar.
I have a femur. I have a femur. You can use that. You would like a femur?
You see, the governor is just kind of, his smile's gone. He's just blank faced as you're all just bombarding him with random items.
I mean, you
Yeah.
don't want the femur. I'll take it
Would
back.
this leather collar give you +1 AC at least?
He goes, I don't quite know. And you take it, you take the collar, and you put it around his neck. Do you lock it in place, or do you just put it around his neck?
I just put it around his neck.
Okay. You
Some
kinda-
I got some vials of blood. Be useful for you? Use that? No? Okay.
He
Just throw
trust
it
me,
back.
doesn't know whose blood it is either.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I might have to try that. Shit. I'll save this. Never mind. All right, let's continue. Let's continue what's going on. No, it's good and productive for the story, but I can't just do it right now as blatantly as this is.
All right. So after you bombard him with random items for maybe 5 minutes, eventually the butler comes in with a cavalcade
I take my leather collar back.
of servants, and he's
I
got
leave him. I still give him the cape, the freaking the blanket cape. I mean, the scimitar and the shield. I don't
All
need
right.
them.
So you watch as the servants come in with a fair amount of food, and they begin to set the table. As he kind of gingerly puts the scimitar to the side, puts the shield, he takes the cape and kind of bundles up in it. And he goes, my friends, eat, enjoy. And then we'll talk about payment for what you've done today.
Does it look like it's poison, Logan?
You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
I will. That's a freaking 11.
11. You take a whiff of the food. It smells very good. You look at it, you examine it, you flip it over. You don't see any discolorization or strange liquids anywhere.
Okay. I take it in one big dose.
Okay. So you all begin to eat. The governor joins in as well. The guards, they look a little hungry, and eventually the servants bring them some small platters with some finger food.
I passed them some of the food that I have.
All right. So for the next maybe 30 or 40 minutes, you enjoy a good meal before you're all stuffed, leaning back in your chairs. The governor clears his throat, and he says, now, and he kind of gestures, and the butler from earlier comes back with a small chest. He opens it and pulls out 3 or 4 bags. He goes,
Give me
1,000 gold to each of you for what you've done today. And he gestures, and the butler comes and hands each of you 1,000 gold. And he said, and if you can secure
Graciously
aid,
take it.
okay, and if you can secure aid for ISO from the capital, another 5,000 apiece.
All right.
And he kind of looks at this little device on a little watch on his wrist, and he goes, "Oh, but the train will be leaving soon, so you might want to hurry. The next one doesn't leave until tomorrow, so rather than have you stay another night in my city, I would like it if you left today."
Is there a reason why you're trying to get us out of here so quickly?
He goes, no.
But this house is so comfy.
Okay, so before we get ready to leave, I want to look at him and say, so you're sending us because you trust us, correct?
He goes, you saved my life and many lives today.
So I feel that trust should go both ways.
He goes, I see.
So is there anything that you are withholding from us on everything that's going on right now?
Make an intimidation check. No, make a persuasion check.
I insist.
Okay, with advantage.
All right, thank you, because that was a fucking 2. That would be a 14.
14. He
Yeah.
kind of smiles and says, I've told you everything I know.
Then you wouldn't mind if I
Insight
Dive.
check on them.
Make an
if
insight
I
check.
dive a little deeper into that, would you?
Right.
He goes, what do you have in mind?
And I
So
reach into
Logan.
my bag and I pull out a mask
All right.
and I say that this is the mask of thoughts. With
A
this
natural
I
20.
can
A
I
natural
can
20.
dive in and I can see the information that you seem to be blatantly hiding from us. Now, I don't have to do this and you can be upfront. Or we don't have to do this mission for you.
A natural 20, Logan.
A natural 20. He is being dodgy, for one. And Javon, go ahead and make an intimidation check now.
All right. I fell. All right, that is 17 plus 8. I don't feel like doing math, but that's pretty high.
25.
There we go.
So, you see him kind of slink back in his chair as you lean in. He goes, the mask won't be necessary.
You sure? It's pretty
From
cool.
some of my contacts, we have discerned that these creatures are being sent by the Empire.
Okay, makes sense.
They're some kind of mutated orc. Most of my men say that the man responsible is named Julius Cadence. He's been creating these orcs.
That also makes sense.
But that is all I know.
Where are they coming from? How are they getting to the city?
He goes, that we're not
Sneaking in.
sure of. They just appear. They
This is just
disguise
me-
themselves as Oni,
Have your guards
as
ever done an
civilians.
investigation before?
He goes, there are many investigations open currently, but no information has been given. We're not 100% sure how they're getting into the city. We think they might be hiding within the refugee boats, but we're not sure. And we can't just stop all refugees. We have to lend our aid somehow, but it might come down to stopping refugees from coming into the city, at least until we discern a better way of tracking these creatures.
What was those orcs earlier? Were they an illusion, Logan? Like the when they looked like Oni or
Oni?
whatever?
Yes, you get the idea that it was some kind of illusion.
Okay.
This is just the beginning of what Julius Cadence is.
When I looked through their stuff, did I notice any abnormal devices that may have been,
just that.
or was it
Jim.
just a spell?
It looks like it might have just been a spell.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and I'll say, if you have a quick moment, we have time, and I kind of explained to him everything that we saw when we were in Friend. Yeah, Friend was the Giants' place, right?
Yeah.
I give him. I was like that. This, what you have now is small groups coming in to cause a ruckus, but pretty much this is what he's capable of. I'll
It's
even
only
give
gonna
him
get
without
much worse.
without telling him that it's about me and about Manny's character, or really telling him that the stuff that he did to Manny. I fill him in on shit that we've seen, quote unquote.
6 months time is all it takes, man.
Yeah. So we'll just say, without having to say it now, I just did a quick overview for him on what the possibilities are when it comes to Julius Cadence.
He goes, I appreciate your forthright. We have reason to believe Julius may have crossed onto the continent recently. We know his men and women that he employs are definitely here. But we aren't sure if he is yet himself.
You don't know where he's at. Just it's safe to assume he's already here and making plans.
That is what we assume.
Okay.
That is why I need aid from the capital. More men means more searches.
All right. Okay. No, we can go ahead and.
How will we go about collecting our gold once we get you aid?
He smiles and says, "I will send a message to one of my bankers in the city. Just head to the bank, show them the insignia, and they should do the rest."
Alright.
Hey, how far is your scry ability, Manny?
It's anywhere as long
Anywhere,
as
as
it's
long as
within
it's
its plane.
So, and then I'll go ahead and say, so I'd appreciate if you could just, I mean, he doesn't know that. If you could go ahead and give our friend here just something of yours, so we can check in and make sure you're okay, even if we're far off.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He goes, "That can be arranged," and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out what looks like a handkerchief. And he goes, "Will this suffice?"
Yes, indeed. And I started looking away from him, like as if I didn't do it in the beginning already.
And
Yeah,
I go,
exactly.
What's the, I don't know, can I metagame and talk to Javon and Manny?
I mean, we have headphones in.
You can
We have our
pull.
headphones. We have our earpieces.
Yeah, you can pull yourselves aside and talk
we-
away from him.
Do we want to mention the Geo? Green Ocean thing, lady?
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, so far I've been doing pretty well. So, yeah. So we know about we heard him say Green Ocean, but we can act like we didn't know what's going on. So, I guess our last question before we head out, who is this
Curiosity,
Green Ocean that you
has there been any
been
elves
so
around
fearful
here?
of?
You haven't seen any elves. You've seen mostly humans and dwarves. And as for you mentioned you asked him who the Green Ocean
About
is.
the Green Ocean, you seem pretty startled when it was brought up.
Yeah, you bring the name up again. You see him for a moment. He kind of clenches his jaw and he swallows deeply and he goes, "The Green Ocean is a member of the High Council. She is, if I recall, an ancient green dragon, and she has some."
Audible erection hits the bottom of the table. We continue.
Mine hits the top of the table.
Oh my,
Mine hits the floor. No.
my man.
He goes.
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That's what
You see him adjust himself once again. He goes, "She is one of my financial backers, and she was just telling me how good of a job I'm doing."
Bullshit.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
I'm just gonna say bullshit.
12.
12. He seems to be telling the truth.
This son of a bitch.
But
Nobody sweats bricks and isn't fearful when they know they're about to be complimented. What really happened?
He kind of starts laughing to himself. He says, "I think I should retire for the..."
I placed my hand on the mask of thoughts.
He goes, "Fine. She is
I put
not
on mask
happy."
thoughts.
He goes, "Fine. She's not happy with my work. She's very
I delve
angry."
into his thoughts.
Okay.
Monty's a liar.
You dive into his thoughts.
Yep, I search for anything and everything. I want to
You
know everything about him.
scan his mind, and you hear him very fearfully thinking about how if the Green Ocean finds out that he's been talking about her, he will most likely be killed.
She'd probably be even madder if I was reading his thoughts. I keep reading.
Well, so I mean, if the whole rule is just not to talk about her, I guess reading his thoughts might be the safest bet. Or I could dominate a person and make him tell us.
Wait, but
I'm being
roll the
nice.
cards.
Oh, I mean, so yeah, so I'm like, so why is she upset with you? From what you've had to say, they've just been showing up. That they haven't killed many people. So what else is really going on?
He goes, "Well, she wishes to climb higher in the council, and to do that, she needs more cities to be on her side. Currently, ISO is under the rule of Iron Lung, one of the other High Council members.
Iron Lung, gotcha.
If she was to capture this city for her political benefits, she would move up in the High Council's seats."
Hey, Logan.
Yes.
I just want to quickly tell you that The next time I scry on this guy, the governor, he has a -14 on his save modifier.
All right.
So when he says this,
That's
so none
that's
of you actually
intense.
care about the people.
He
What you
goes, I care about my people. I do. They elected me after all. But I'll admit there is some selfish nature.
Understandable. I can respect that. I too have a somewhat selfish thieving nature, and I pull out my gold, that bag of silver that I had from earlier, and I throw it back to the guard that I took it from.
Okay, you see the guard catch it, kind of look at it, and he just looks and he goes, "Ha, what?"
You dropped it.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna go quickly help him with this and say he's an honest person. He's a good guy.
Okay,
I don't
with
think he did
advantage.
anything wrong.
I got a 24.
24. He goes, well, thank you for finding it. I'll and he
welcome.
puts it back on his belt.
You're welcome. I look back at the
He not knowing
At the governor.
any well about this at all either.
Well, know that we're not doing this job for you. We're doing it for the people. So don't take it as a threat. But if you don't do right by these people, yeah, just don't. You better do right by these people.
He goes,
And I summoned 70 zombies since no I'm playing.
he goes, I intend to keep my word.
Okay. Big boy. Alright, so we'll get ready to take our leave, and as I get ready to leave the door, by the way, Green Ocean's pretty hot. I continue walking.
You see his face just kind of, his face go from a smile to a frown very quickly.
Hey, keep your chin up. I know that vomiting sucks and everything. But anyways, here, I need you to hold on to this for me. I walk away.
What do you give him?
A pamphlet.
God damn it.
All right.
Look, now thing, we've never looked at any of the pamphlets Manny has. He might just be like the actual cult leader, and we just are just completely dumbfounded to it. But we'll deal with that. We'll deal with the hierarchy of the god Manny later on in our lifetimes.
All right. So you
Oh man.
By the end of this, he's like absorbed all the power from all the people praying to him secretly,
Yeah.
and fucking like it's like kind of like the spirit
Manny's an
bomb,
undercover
but,
god,
you know,
and Logan's allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
Manny's actually the one in charge of Julius Cadence.
Right.
Julius goes around
Julius
and like,
Cadence is his subordinate.
yeah, he forces people to read the pamphlets and thus pray to the god of Manny. Fucking damn it. Can I kill Manny just to be safe?
Haha, you thought you figured it out everything.
He said you thought that it was I, but it was ID all along.
Wave my hands around, and I teleport and disappear.
All right, I
All
guess we'll take our leave and head to the train station.
All right.
With our new, and we don't want first class. We want whatever the governor rides, which is higher than first class.
Okay, you guys take about 10 minutes to descend the hill, walk through the city again. You see some people kind of cheering and waving as you walk by, seeing as you saved their lives earlier in the day. And eventually you make your way to the train station, and you see a large steam engine has pulled in and is quietly waiting as people are boarding and onboarding.
Okay. We'll walk up and we'll show them our badges of being the envoy of the governor, and we'll say he specifically asked for us to ride in his cart. It can be a deception if you want it to, but also I
Make a
probably have
deception
advantage because I have the envoy. With advantage or no?
So what'd you get?
So, with advantage, since I have the envoy pin as well. Or either way,
I'll say with advantage.
my man. That works good because the first roll was 18, second roll was a 1. I'll take that 18 with plus 8.
So 26.
Yeah, buddy.
You see them they bow and say, oh, we weren't aware of your status, of course. And they take you to the back of the train to this large, luxurious car. And he says, it's the governor's personal carriage. But if he's giving you insignia, it should be fine if you use it. And he opens the door. And as you enter, it's lit by iridescent bulbs, no candlelight. There's a large pool table. Say again?
As soon as it's just us three, I'd be in a corner.
Oh, okay. He kind of bows and says, "The carriage is yours. If you need any assistance, just ring the bell, and one of the conductors will come back and take your food order, drink order, whatever you need."
Okay. Thank you.
I ring the bell.
He kind of stops and says, "Is there anything I can help you with before we depart?"
Yeah, for some reason there's like urine in the corner. You guys clean that up.
He kind of goes, "We'll take care of it," and he turns and leaves.
Thank you.
And I summon Long and put him his little own little pin insignia, so he's good too.
All right.
He's a big boy now.
You feel the train kind of lurch forward as it begins to chug along the tracks. And that is where we'll end it for today.
My man.